Hello, everyone, and welcome to the iSpring Solutions webinar series, where every week we talk about e-learning trends, share iSpring tips and tricks, and cover clients' cases. Today, we're going to cover a very interesting topic, and we're going to talk about how to create a conversation simulation from scratch with iSpring TalkMaster. My name is Paulina. I'm the community manager at iSpring, and I will be the moderator for today's webinar. As a presenter, I have invited my colleague from Technical Support Department, Sophia. Hi, Sophia. How are you today?
Hi, Paulina. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. So, Sophia will be your presenter today, guys, and she has done a number of such online workshops, so she will be more than happy to cover this topic for you today. And at this point, I would like to mention that this webinar is being recorded, so no worries, you will receive a link to the recording sometime after the webinar, as soon as it's uploaded to YouTube and our website. However, I would like to encourage you to stay till the very end because it's a great opportunity to address your questions directly to our presenter during the Q&A session. Also, I have my other colleague online, Sandra. She will be helping us taking care of the questions that are coming in the chat during the session. So guys, please keep those questions coming. And if you would like to submit a question, a comment, or a concern even, please do so by submitting them in the question box. And you will find it on the right side of the GoToWebinar panel somewhere at the bottom. And right now on the screen, you should see how it looks. So I'm hoping that everyone can find this little question box. And also, are you guys ready for going back to school? Because we would like to give you a little homework. You will be able to produce every step that Sophia is gonna show you today or demo during her session sometime at your later at your own pace. And in order to do this, please use the link that you will see right now on the screen, and I will also be sharing it in the chat. Let me actually do it right now. And by using this link, you will be able to download the resource folder. And by downloading this resource folder, you will find all the needed materials to perform the same steps that Sophia is doing today. You are able to do it as well right now. However, you don't have to do it. Right now, you can just relax and watch all the steps and directions. Okay, I think I have covered all the needed questions. And Sophia, let me please pass the mic over to you.
Thank you, Paulina. One moment.
Sure.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, great. Just one moment, guys.
Sure, and I would like to let everyone know who has just joined us that I have shared a link to the resource folder in the chat section. So you guys are more than welcome to start downloading this. It's going to be a zip archive. You're welcome to start downloading it right now. Thank you.
Okay, guys, I'm ready to start now. So, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. So, first of all, could you please let me know if you can hear and see me okay? If something goes wrong during the presentation, please let us know in the question box on the right side of the GoToWebinar panel. So, can you hear me and see me okay, guys? Uh-huh. Okay, thank you for all your comments. So, I'm excited to share my knowledge with you, and as always, I'm open to any feedback after the webinar. And today, I will be really happy to demonstrate step by step how to create and manage your own dialect simulation in the presentation that we have already shared with you, import recorded voiceovers to it, and customize backgrounds, characters, and other things. I will also show you how you can manage your simulation in the slide properties from a presentation explorer and set up branching for it, and I will tell you how to manage the structure and hierarchy in your presentation and teach you many useful features. So the first part of my demo I will devote to creating a conversation simulation like the one on slide number 22 of this course with iSpring TalkMaster. With iSpring TalkMaster, you can easily build your own conversation simulations that effectively train and assess communication skills. Plus, you can implement any kind of case scenario, choose a suitable character and location from the built-in libraries, or upload your own. Enhance dialects with voiceovers and many other interesting features that I will show you later. Here you can see another attractive interaction that you can easily insert into your own presentation. First, I will preview this slide number 22, to show you how that works. So, in the opened window, you can see the first scene of this dialect simulation with the following description. A Sunday evening at Mingusta. Most of the tables are taken. Some are still not taken, but were reserved a month ago and expecting their guests. You are the head chef of the restaurant. While the customers are still ordering, you decide to have a cup of coffee in your office and think of your special Christmas menu. So the scene is changed, and now we see that we should have a conversation with an important restaurant critic. So let's go and meet our guest. Now we need to respond to him and to greet him politely. So I will show you what will happen if I select the correct answer. As you can see, I was redirected to the next scene of the dialect simulation. But I suppose some of you want to know what will happen if I answer the question incorrectly. Actually, it depends. You may be redirected to the same scene, the beginning of the entire simulation, etc. So, for example, I will select this answer. So our guest isn't happy. And after that, I will be redirected to the same scene, to the previous one. So don't worry, I will definitely teach you how to make the same scenarios as you see on my screen in a bit. Now let me show you the remaining correct choices and move on to creating a new dialog. Well done, the guest is pleased. I should also show you how the scenario tree looks, so let me open it by selecting the 22nd slide and go into dialog simulation. You can find this button in the Insert section. As you can see in this window, all the scenario scenes are arranged in a tree structure. This makes even the most complex branching conversation scenarios clear and organized. There are several scenes here that don't have answer options, for example, this one, but they involve some situations. So now let's create a new blank slide for our dialog simulation. As you can see, I have already prepared a new one for our new dialog. Let's jump to the iSpring Suite 9 ribbon. Here in the Insert section, you will find the dialog simulation button. Please click it to start creating our dialog simulation. So, what do we see? This is a blank area where we will create some scenario scenes and manage our future tree. Usually, we start the dialog by creating a new scene. I should also warn you that I will take some text messages, pictures, and other stuff from this folder on my desktop called Simulation Dialog. Guys, could you tell me please, did you download all the resources files that Paulina gave you in the chat? If you didn't have time, you can easily do it right now. For those of you that joined us, I'd like to clarify that I need these files for further inserting into our simulation. And what files will I use? Let me open the dialect, simulation dialect folder on my desktop and quickly show them. I will use the text from the simulation script docx file, this one, and the pictures of backgrounds from the backgrounds folders. So if you don't have a subscription to the iSpring content library, you can easily get these pictures from this folder. Let me also note that if you have a look at this script, one moment, you will see some icons next to the replies, character speech, and messages. An icon with person, this one, is a character speech. A word bubble is a message, and arrows are replies. So, is everyone with me? Could you please let me know in the chat? Okay, great. Okay, now let's go back to our simulation. Select the Scenes section and click the New Scene button. Here you can see three main tabs like Content, Images, and Properties. As you remember, we don't need to add any characters, speech, or emotions for the first scene, so all we need to do is insert the background image and prepared text in the message box. And for your convenience, I will call this new scene Introductory Scene. There are two ways to add a background image of a restaurant to our simulation. You can add it from the iSpring content library or from a folder on your computer. Let me also quickly show you how you can insert any background from the iSpring content library. However, I want to focus on inserting background images from the dialect simulation folder, so you don't need to repeat the steps after me. So, first click on the backgrounds image here, and in the opened window you can select the built-in picture here, or add some pics from the iSpring content library. It seems like this picture isn't in the built-in section, actually. So I will insert it in our simulation by clicking on the following option. Add from the content library. Here we need to find a picture with restaurant background, so I will select the restaurants tag on the left part of this window, and if you scroll down to the end, you will find the picture we need, which is called Banquet Hall. And you can easily add it by double-clicking on the picture or clicking on the Insert button. This is also how you can add a character to the simulation using the iSpring content library. Now you can repeat after me. We can also add the same background image of the restaurant from any folder on your computer. To do this, look for the small icon in the top right corner and click it. Add background. In the opened window, you can find and select any image you want. In my case, this background is saved in the simulation folder, simulation dialect folder on my desktop, and then I will go to the backgrounds folder and find the banquet hall picture that we need. Now I will stop for a moment because I want to ask you guys if you've been able to repeat everything after me, or do I need to slow down or maybe speed up the pace of my speech? Please share your opinion in the question box on the right side of the GoToWebinar panel, because it's really important to us to know that. And I will definitely adjust the pace based on your wishes. Thanks in advance. No need to go faster. The pace is great. Thank you very much, guys. So I will stay at the same pace, I believe. Okay, thank you very much. In this case, let's go back to our scene. Now we should paste some already prepared text in this message box. So all these text, messages, replies, and character speech I will take from my prepared script in the dialect simulation folder. From this one. So I will click on Add Message, go to the folder called Dialect Simulation, open the script.docx file, I have already opened it, and copy the message for the introductory scene here, this one. And paste it in this box under the character speech. Okay, let's preview our scene. Let me quickly check it. Now I think our introductory scene is done. Congratulations. And let me continue my demo by creating the second scene with a character. Now I will perform the same steps we did earlier. So let's create a new scene by clicking on the new scene button. Let me drag it first, here for example. And let me add a new background with office. So let's go to the images and select the button called Add Background. Then let's go to the Backgrounds folder, the same folder, and select CEO Office. Then select this picture in the custom section here and just close the window. So what else can we add? If you remember, we had a character in the scene, so to add it to our simulation, I will click on the following gray area and let's use the built-in one. For example, this one. Let me also mention that if you purchased iSpring TalkMaster or iSpring Suite, for example, you don't have to buy a subscription to the iSpring content library. As you can see, there are many built-in characters and backgrounds for your project needs. Let's add the message once again in the corresponding field, corresponding box, and paste the prepared text from my script. So first, click on the Add Message, then go to the script, copy the message, and enter it here. Let's select also the puzzled motion for our character. Okay, what are our next steps? We have the introductory and the second scene in our dialect simulation, and now we should connect them with each other. Let's click the link button on the introductory scene, so next to our message, this one. If you mouse over this button, you will see the text drag to link, as you can see on my screen right now. So we should drag this link, just click on the mouse button, drag this link to our second scene, and when you see the text link to number 2, please release the mouse button, and after that you will connect these two scenes. Speaking of which, you can easily create a new scene by grabbing the link from the first scene or for example from the second scene in our case, and putting it in the free area, for example here. I won't do that, so I just cancel linking. Is everyone with me so far? Do you guys have any questions at this point? About linking, for example, or connection between scenes? Okay, great, thank you very much, guys. Now we will move on to creating the third scene. I will just click on this link, drag it, and leave the scene here. And if you go to the Images tab, you will note that our character and the background image with the office are preserved. How could that happen? It's easy to explain actually, so let's click on the background image. And you will see that we have the same as previous scene option marked in this window. This is a very useful option which allows you to save your time rather than inserting a background or character each time. So let's insert the character speech into boxes. After that, so let's go back to our script and we will just copy the character speech first and paste it here in the character speech box. Also, I will add a reply. Keep calm, which table is he at? And I believe that's all for our third scene. So let's close the window. After that, I can also show you how to make a duplicate of the third scene. So by right-clicking on the third scene and selecting duplicate in the context menu. Then drag this scene here. Also, let's create linking first and just delete all the text. Actually, to delete, for example, text more quickly, you can use combination Control-A on your keyboard. And let's insert the new ones for the fourth scene. So the character speech is table for to answer. And now you have to add a message so that you are going to meet and greet the guest. We have already seen how to insert a character into the simulation, but let me also show you how to insert your own custom character. For example, if you want to insert your employees as characters or ready-made templates, you can easily do it by following the next steps that I will explain to you. So, now I want to focus on inserting a custom character into the simulation. However, you don't need to repeat this after me, so you can just leave your previous character in the simulation. So now I will click the character picture to open the character library, and then in the top right corner, click the Add Character button. Let me note that you can save and download any character from the iSpring content library just by right-clicking on the character and selecting the Save Picture as option, and just also selecting the PNG format. It's very important in this case. I have already prepared 5 different emotional states for our character in my folder, as you can see on my screen. And now I will choose a happy character, this one, and add it to the simulation. As you can see, our custom character has appeared in the custom section of the gallery. I should also mention that by default, this selected image will be used to represent all emotional states. So how are you guys doing? Is everybody with me? Sorry.
There is a comment from Z that he can't link scene 2 and 3. Any
Okay,
advice?
let's repeat these steps with a new scene. For example, I will click create a 5 scene. Okay, this one. Okay, so you have a scene, for example, number 2. What should you do? What you should do? So just click on this link, and when you see the text, drag to link. Click on the mouse button. Don't release it, actually, and just drag this link to the next scene in your dialogue simulation. And when you see the link to number 3, in your case, in my case, link to number 5, just release the mouse button. And after that, you will see the link in your dialogue simulation. Or if you have different difficulties, in your case, just please write a comment in the question box.
Yeah, there is a comment that I don't find the hyperlink icon at the bottom of the scene.
Maybe you zoomed your dialog simulation. Just try to zoom your dialog simulation so that you
Zoom
will
in?
see.
Zoom in, you mean?
Yeah, zoom in, exactly. Okay.
Seems like it fixed the issue. Thank you, Sophia.
Okay, that's great. Let me just delete the scene. Doesn't work either. Maybe you don't have any messages, for example, any comments here, because this can happen because you didn't add any messages or replies in your scene, and therefore you cannot do any linking.
So just you would recommend adding messages and trying again?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think we can just keep going, and if I'm sure that Sandra will be more than helpful in that case.
Okay. Let's go back. Return back. Okay. To edit our character and add more emotional states, I will right-click the character thumbnail and choose Edit from the context menu. The second way of editing the character is to choose the custom character, just select it, and in the top right corner, click the Edit Character button here, an icon of a pencil. In the Edit Character window, you can switch to the different tabs and select the appropriate images for each emotion. I will need normal emotions in our scene, so I will go to the Normal tab and click Change to add an image for this emotion. So let's select Normal. And to confirm all changes, just click the Save button. And let me also quickly add other emotions for our character. So just pause it, click on Change, select our pre-made picture, PNG picture, as you can see. Unhappy, the same thing. And the last one, angry. And I will click on the Save button. And here is our character. By the way, you can't change the size of the character directly in the scene, but you can always change its size before inserting into the dialogue. Well, I hope I didn't tire you out. And may I ask you guys, do you have any questions about some of these steps, or do I need to repeat something again? Anyway, you will be able to ask them during the Q&A session. Oh, I see that the issue was fixed. Cool. So I think I can continue, Paulina?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So, now let's move on to the creation of a more difficult scenario with branching scenes. To make my explanation easier, I will leave the correct scenes blue and make the incorrect ones red. In the fifth scene of our dialect simulation, we need to create 3 replies to the character speech, 3 new scenes with the explanation of each situation, then connect them all with each other, etc. First, we need to create the 5th main scene with a new character and the restaurant background. Just click on the link, then release the mouse button on the canvas. And after that, I can add them all, I mean background and character, by clicking on the Images tab, selecting the previous pictures to change it. So I will use a built-in one, so a built-in character. And a background of the restaurant. I have already had it in the custom section. And we can also change the character's emotion to happy here. Then we should paste the character speech in this box. So just open the script once again, copy the text here, and paste it here. Okay. Then let's add 3 replies by clicking the Add Reply button here. And let's copy this text for our replies from the simulation folder, from our script. So the first one starting from "What do you mean?" Then click on this button once again. Then we made it according to traditional French recipe. And the last one is a traditional French recipe. Now it looks like we are ready to create 3 more scenes with explanations of the situations. I should mention that only the second response, this one, will be correct, so we will change the other scenes to red. First, let's create our incorrect scenes. I'm going to tap the link button next to the first incorrect reply, this one, and drag it here to create the first incorrect scene. So it will be the 6th scene, the scene number 6. And let me quickly insert a text into the message box for the scene number 6. And we will also change the scene color. And to do so, I go to the Properties tab and select this one here. After that, I will change the emotion to unhappy to show your learners that this choice was incorrect. Unhappy, yeah. Now we come to a very important step of the dialect, so please pay attention. So let's just preview the 5th scene. So This means that after selecting the incorrect reply on the character speech, we will be redirected to the scene with the incorrect message, scene number 6. And when we click continue, you will see this button later a bit. The branching will return us back to the previous main scene with 3 replies to the scene number 5. So, how can we do that? Just press the link button in our new incorrect scene here, this one. And please connect them with each other by releasing the button. So I just click this link, drag it here, and when you see the text link to number 5, release the button. After this step, you won't move to the next correct scene until you choose the correct reply. Let me show you how that works. So I just select the incorrect answer. You see the incorrect message on our screen, and when I click on the continue button, I will be redirected to the same thing. So you can just loop the scenes in the dialect simulation. Let's do absolutely the same with the third reply, just to practice. Drag the link to create a new scene first. Then change the color to the red one. And let's change character's emotion too, because this is an incorrect scene, to the unhappy emotion. Then just paste the character speech and message from the script. Find the scene number 7 first in our script, then select character speech. And also we should add a message. So your guest didn't want you to talk this much. After that, just drag the link, this one, to the previous main scenes with 3 answers. When you see it, once again, link to number 5, just release the mouse button and you will connect these scenes with each other. So let me show you a result with the third answer. Continue, and I just return back to the previous one. So well done, guys. We have finished our first difficult scene, and now creating the same scenes will be much easier for you. So could you tell me, please, do you have any questions about making or looping the previous scene? Please write us in the question box, and I will be glad to assist you. Okay, I think I can continue right now.
Yep.
Okay. So let's create the scene number 8 first, the correct scene. So just drag this link here. Then I will copy and paste the text first. So the character speech starting from, yes, I liked it a lot. And we will add 2 replies. So the first reply and the second one. Okay, then our machine is happy, our character is happy. And also I should... Okay, our scene is done already. After that, let me just place it here. and I will create a correct scene, a new one, from the first answer actually. So just click on the link, drag it here in order to create a new scene. Then find the scene number 9 in the script and just copy and paste the text for the character speech first. And once again, add 2 replies. So, no, not at all. And the second one, I'm afraid I'm not authorized to disclose the information. And let's also select normal emotion for our character. So this scene is done for now too. And let's go to create a new scene, the scene number 10. It will be an incorrect scene actually from the 8th scene. So just drag the link, place it here. Then I will change the motion to puzzled for the puzzled character. Then I will select another color for our scene because it's just incorrect one. Let's also copy and paste the text from our script. Once again, I will show you. Just copy the text and paste it. Also, I should add a message in the scene. One message only. And let's do a looping once again. I will show you. So, drag the link. You will see this text. Just click on the link. Let's go back to the previous scene, scene number 8. And when you see the text linked to number 8, just release the mouse button and you will make looping in this case. Okay, our scene number 10 is done for now. And actually, we are almost done with our dialect simulation. So let's create the 2 final scenes. A scene number 11, a blue scene, because it will be a correct scene from the first reply. Then our character is happy here. And let's also just copy the character speech first and add a message. Well done, the guest is pleased. Great. And a scene number 12. A blue scene too, because it will be a correct scene. Here I will select normal emotion and I will copy and paste once again a character speech and a message. So add message, paste the text. So is everyone with me, guys? Could you please let me know in the chat? Maybe I should repeat something for you. Is there a way to set points for answers and a passing score? Yes, and I will share you just in the next part of my webinar. So please don't worry about that. Okay, thank you for all your comments, guys. I think I will continue my demo by showing you how to manage your scoring in TalkMaster, actually. So, iSpring TalkMaster also allows you to assign points for final scenes only, or for each reply choice. So, if you have a relatively simple, linear structure, awarding points for final scenes will work fine. You can easily use your dialogue as a practice tool without any scoring system and also as a knowledge check. In our case, we will use it to practice. So if you wish to test your learner's knowledge, I will show you how to add points. For branching scenarios, a cumulative score is a better choice. With a cumulative score, your learners collect points on each scene or get penalty points for incorrect replies. As a result, the final score shows the difference in students' performance. So, I will select this scene and assign points for each reply for all these 3 replies. So, first, let's click Properties tab, Properties button actually. And in the main tab, just mark the option Enable Simulation Evaluation and set the passing score as 0 for now. Then, just click on OK. Open the 5th scene. And you will see that you have a new field here called points. Now you can easily assign points to responses. Let's grant 10 points for every correct reply and -5 points for incorrect replies. So let me grant points for all the scenes. Now with dialect, so 10 points, -5. 10, -5. And I think that's all. We do not grant points, for example, in this scenes because we have messages. So that's why we don't do that. I will also quickly preview the entire dialect for you. You will see a new icon here, a star icon with points. So I just click on the continue. Just keep calm. You actually you will see our new custom character. You can change its size before inserting into our dialect, because you cannot do that in the dialect. Okay, let's select the incorrect reply first. So the next incorrect reply, and you will see that we just collect all these points in the top left corner. And after that, I will select all the answers. Well done, the guesses please, and you will see that your score is 15 points, or another quantity of points. So let's finish. And after that, let's get back to the properties. And here you can see the maximum score for our simulation dialect. So in our case, 30 points. For example, I will set 20 points as a passing score for our dialect, and you will see that this is a 66.67. I do okay. Do you have any questions for me right now? Anyway, please don't worry. Our senior tech engineer will take care of all your questions right now.
We don't have too much time left, so I think, Sonia, you just need to keep going.
Okay. Okay, we made almost the entire dialect simulation from scratch, and the last thing I want to show you regarding the dialect simulation is how to export the script, record and import voiceovers, and also export the entire dialect simulation. So, to make our dialect simulation more engaging, we can add a voice to it. First, we need to click on the voiceover button in the simulation section. This one. Here you can see your script with all messages, replies, and character speech on the left panel of the opened window. As you can see on this panel, we have several ways to record and import voiceovers. First, let me cover the option of exporting the ready-made script. If you want to add voice to your dialect, you can always send the exported script to professional artists or make the voiceovers by yourself. So just click on the export button and select this option called export scripts. And after that, you can just save your script docx file to the folder you want. So the script, this one, is very intuitive and easy to understand. Let me continue by showing you how you can record your voice for the scenes. There are two ways to do this. You can press this red button next to the reply, this one, or just select an option called record. I will click this red button to start recording. So in the small opened window, I want to show you a very useful and convenient option, which is called narration script. Here you can easily see the text from the scene and read it during your recording. The narration script option will help you save time and allow you to read your script without printing anything or constantly switching to any text editors. Now I will record a short narration and insert it in our scene as a reply to the character speech. For example, this one. So let's click on the red button first. Keep calm. Which table is hat? Click OK. And after that, you will see a play icon here, actually. And also you can edit the recorded narration in the narration editor. To delete our audio narration, just click on the delete button. Okay, well done. And if you're in the simulation folder with all resources, you can find another folder called audio files. In this folder, you can find several audio narrations with strange names, and now I will explain to you why I named them that way. And now we will import all these audio narrations into our simulations automatically. And how can we do this? You can import files individually by clicking the import icon on the respective messages. Just import from file. However, I want to focus on how to import all these audio files from the folder automatically to our scenes. So, let's open our script once again. And 1 second, I will find it. And now you will see the script text and the file names needed for bulk import. This one. Make sure that you match the particular recording with the corresponding file name. So, for example, for the character speech SO3C. Or you can just inform your voice actors about that. Now I go back to my folder with voiceovers. As you can see that their names coincide with the file names in our script. So SO5C, for example. So how can I do bulk import? Just click import, select an option called bulk import, and select all these files in the voiceover folder and click open. Actually, Okay, 7 files have been imported successfully. You will see them in the script. So you can import WAV, MP3, and WMA files. Plus, you will see all the audio files next to corresponding fields here in the script. And now, when our dialog is completely finished, I want to show you how you can export it as a scenario output file for further editing and inserting in your course or presentation, for example. So just click on the blue button in the left top corner, then export simulation, and you will see the extension .scenario file. So after that, you will be able to edit your dialog. So let's close voiceover mode and just click on the save and return to course. Now, after those tricks in the dialog simulation, let's move on to the second and the final part of my demo, which will cover the work in the slide properties. This one. The slide properties shows an overview of your entire presentation, allows you to organize the presentation structure, make a hierarchy of slides, and set up slide advance options. You can easily find it by going to iSpring Suite 9 ribbon and selecting a button called Slide Properties. By the way, you don't have to repeat these steps after me. You can just relax and watch. Let me start with the branching settings. As you know, these options are commonly used in programs such as iSpring QuizMaker. With the branching options, you can create various effective scenarios out of the same presentation. It also allows you to set up branching to different slides in the presentation when users navigate backwards and forwards. So, to set up branching for our simulation and to access the branching options, just select a slide with a dialog, click the branching button on the toolbar here. You can adjust each slide's navigation buttons, so next, previous, to take the learner to the next or to the previous slide or any other slide. By selecting none, you can block the navigation. In this case, users won't be able to move forward or backward from the slide. The configured branching preferences will be displayed in the branching column. So, the following branching settings will be used by default. Next slide for forward branching and previous slide for backward branching. So, we have another tab called simulation branching. We have to use only this tab actually because you can just block the navigation or just break the navigation in your presentation if you select both of these tabs actually. So also we don't have an option called on fail here. So if we have a scoring system in our dialog and if there is a possibility not to score enough points, then the on fail option will appear in the branching section actually. So because we have just only on pass. So let's just select the 24th slide in our presentation, for example, and you will see the branching here in the branching column. And I also want to tell you about the very useful feature of locking the navigation, which we will use for our dialog. For example, I don't want my learners to skip the dialog and continue watching my presentation, so they must pass it no matter what. So how do I do that? So let's just select the slide with the dialog. In the object column, click on the simulation and let's go to the properties. So in our case, it's better to use an option called after attempting simulation rather than at any time or after passing simulation, for example. Because if we select just the second option in these settings, your user won't be able to skip your dialect simulation, and that's why it is a very useful option. Also, we have to unmark the option called allow user to interrupt the simulation. Just unmark it and click on OK. In this case, you will have just a strict kind of navigation in your course. Actually, there is another option to block the navigation in the slide properties. You can restrict user navigation by disabling the player navigation controls at all. And if you lock them, navigation will be disabled in the following areas. In the player, when your mouse pointer is over the outline on navigation buttons, you will see the lock icon on them. Users won't be able to move to the locked slide. And even if the navigation is locked, users can navigate to another slide on click or automatically, or for example by using hyperlinks. So first, you should click on the lock player navigation controls, this function, to place it here. You should also disable automatic or on-click navigation if you want to completely restrict user navigation. So this one. I don't have these options actually. Now let's move on to the next part of my demo. Here I will tell you how to organize your presentation into a hierarchy. This option allows you to make your structure more clear and convenient. It also helps you not to get confused by all the slides or miss some slides in the structure, and you will also definitely see the main slides of your presentation. So, how do you make a hierarchy in your presentation? You can adjust the nesting level of slides to organize multi-level navigation in your presentation with the promote and demote buttons, or green arrows to the right of the slide thumbnails here. The available levels will increase each time you move a slide to the subsequent level. For example, when all the slides of your presentation are assigned to the top level, number 1, you can add only one nested level, number 2. Just select the slide and click on this arrow. Once you move any slide to level 2, you will be able to move the following slides to level 2 or 3, and so on. Let's quickly do that actually. So this is level 2. I click on the demote, and the nested level is 3. I will do the same with other slides. So that's all. The nesting depth of your presentation may reach 5 levels. So as you can see on my screen, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can mark any slide as hidden by clicking the Hide Slide button on the toolbar. So select slide and click on this button. Or double-clicking its thumbnail. Just double-click and the slide will be hidden. Hidden slides are not displayed in the outline of the player after publishing your presentation. They are skipped during presentation playback, and please note that any hidden slides still exist as part of your presentation and can be accessed using hyperlinks or action buttons on the other slides. Also, we have two functions in the slide properties, on-click and auto. So, auto first. You can set timing for automatic slide advance in the field to the right of the slide advance type. It's also possible to specify the duration for a selected group of slides in the corresponding text field on the toolbar. So, for example, just select this group of slides and change its duration to, for example, change the duration to 10 seconds. And you will see that in the advanced column, 10 seconds are displayed. And also you can just select unclick option to change the selected slides manually by clicking on the mouse button. So, in conclusion, you have complete control of your presentation right here in the slide properties. And also, let me quickly show you a playlist. You can change the playlist here by clicking on the playlist column and selecting the option called manage playlist. And here you can easily create your background music for a presentation. For example, if you have some narrations and you also want to have a background music in your presentation, you can set it here, so in the playlist column. For each slide or for all slides, doesn't matter. And also you can select another layout, for example, for your dialect simulation, another layout. So just click on this button and you have three options: full, no sidebar for quizzes or something like that, and maximized video. It's better to use for video lectures actually. And the last thing I should mention is the presenter. If you just add a presenter in the presentation resources in iSpring Suite 9, then you can easily just add this presenter for each slide or for the specific slide in your presentation. So I think that's all, guys, for now. So I just wait for your questions if we have the time, actually.
Let's just cover a couple of questions that I see for now, and because Sandra has taken care of all the other questions that have come
Okay, thank you.
earlier. Thank you very much, Sandra, for doing that.
Mhm.
So, Ron is asking, can you create a list of the scripts that include information telling you which character it is for? This would be helpful when sending scripts out for voice work.
One moment, please. So you just want to see which character actually this is.
In the
So for
script.
example, for example, woman or man. Actually, it is a good idea. I think I can send this idea to our product development department, because for now we don't have this. I'm afraid that we don't have this option in the dialog simulation. However, I will send it to our PD team so that they can submit this feature request.
Mm-hmm. And right now in the script, there is no differentiator of the
Let's have a look
characters.
quickly. No, we just have a character speech and his emotion actually.
So
And that's all.
we have a character and we have a response. So basically,
Yeah,
that's the only way you can differentiate.
for now you can just tell your actors or artists which character you will use in your dialect simulation.
Mm-hmm.
For example, woman or man or a girl or something like that.
Yeah, David says maybe in the script one can write the name of the character. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I think Sophia will definitely pass this info along to our product development team so that they can add it to their development list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so actually looks like we have covered all the questions by now, and I think at this point we will let you guys go. Thank you very much for joining us today. We really, really appreciate it, and we hope that you learned something new today and also have fun practicing creating conversation simulations on your own. And I would also like to invite you to our next webinar, which will be dedicated to creating drag and drop questions with iSpring Quizmaker. We will be focusing on the merchandise type of content, as far as I remember, right, Sophia?
Yeah, exactly.
So we will be creating types of questions where people will need to adjust different stuff on the store shelves according to their merchandise map and stuff. So this should be a very cool experience. And Sophia will be doing this webinar, and I'm sharing the link to it with you guys right now. So if you want, you can definitely sign up for it, and we'll see you there. So, yeah, I think at this point we are ready to wrap up. Again, thank you guys for attending. Thank you, Sophia, for doing this wonderful online workshop, and thanks to you, Sandra, for taking care of the questions.
So thank you all of you guys actually for all your comments, for all your feedback and messages. We really appreciate that. And thank you, Paulina and Sandra, for taking care of this webinar.
All right, so I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and we'll see you at the next webinar. Bye bye.
Have a wonderful day. Bye.